As 2025 comes to an end, I'm going to give you my top 7 books that I have read this year. My goal for 2025 was to read 12 books, and I'm happy to say that I have read 13 so far. This year I read so many great books, so this was a tough list to narrow down. So my 7th book I would say is Listen to the Lie. This book was recommended by a coworker, Yanni. Thank you so much. And it was such a great and pleasant read because it was just so well written. It was written in a podcast style. So I really like podcasts like Up and Vanished. So I loved how this book was written, and the storytelling was great. I was really engrossed in the book, and I loved the plot twist. My number 6 is the Cher Memoir Part 1. I am a huge Cher fan, so I loved this book. This was my first audiobook, and it was great to listen to it by her voice and Stephanie J. Block's voice. And I love listening to like the story of her life, and I can't wait for part 2. So it was a great read. Number 5 is going to be Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and I don't know if I love romance books, but this book was so good. It made me want to read more romance books, and Abby Jimenez's style of writing is just so smooth and pleasant that you feel kind of like you're part of the whatever's happening in the book, you know? So I really enjoyed that book. Then my number 4 is The Woman by Kristen Hanna. This was also a recommendation from a coworker. Thanks, Lisa and Trudy. And it was such a phenomenal book in the sense of historically written fiction. It encounters the life of a woman that participated in the Vietnam War, and her story while at war, and also when she came back home. And it was just so well written. I felt so much for the character, and it is a great also to learn about the Vietnam War and just about history in general. So it was a great read. My top 3 books are going to be, number 3 is The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I thought that this book was great. It was my first book, and it was Frida McFadden, and my first book of the year. And I absolutely loved it. It was such a good read. It was fast paced. The plot twist, I did not see coming. It was fantastic. I can't wait to see the movie. Hopefully, it does justice to the book as well. My number 2 was Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, which is this kind of let's say the sequel or the second in the series after Part of Your World. Again, a great book, great storytelling. I felt like I was, very intrigued to see the romance between the 2 characters. And it was just such a fun book, and the characters are relatable, so it just feels like it could happen to my friend or myself, etc. It was really good. And my number 1 book, because I think I haven't recommended enough, is Never Lie by Frida McFadden. This book was so good. The plot twist, did not expect it. A thriller as well. I talk so much about it that my boyfriend is listening to an audiobook. And he's almost done. So I'm kind of listening again with him after reading it the first time. Anybody that wants to get back into reading and likes thrillers, I definitely recommend Never Lie by Frida McFadden. And I can't wait to see what I'm going to read in 2026. I'm a little all over the place. I like thrillers, romance, historical fiction, so we'll see what's next.